off the lights, turn up my mics, roll up some flights, let's all get right. It's that shit you waited for your whole fucking life.
Let's all get right. Big bet, big bet, big bet. Talk Bros, we back. Getting onto the pigskin just a little bit. First thing we're gonna talk about, Josh Gordon. He wanna get back in the league. I feel like I've seen this movie before. I know how it's gonna end. What do you think?
I like we've seen it before so many times, and I wish, because he's such a talented athlete and football player, and it really sucked to see that go down the drain. So I hope this time, if he does end up back, I hope that he don't relapse again or whatever. But I don't see it.
I just don't see how you be relapsing on weed. It's just, I don't know.
Well, I saw this video, this YouTube video. There's this dude on YouTube. He does a lot of like what happened to, and it's like he tells the backstory of these players and all that. Mm-hmm. And when he was telling his backstory, I'm not the one to understand drugs or whatever, but his environment didn't really help that much. How bad it was for him,
bro. If you want to put the blunt down, you can put the blunt down. At the end of the day.
Stay off the weed.
What's Stephen A?
Stay off the weed.
You make too much money. You're too talented.
But I don't think the NFL should really have. I think, considering what these guys do for a living, I think that weed should be legal.
Oh,
in
the
NFL, I think they should let NFL players.
You preaching to the choir. I totally and 150% agree with you.
But it's the rules. So
but it's the rules. If you want to qualify to make these millions, then you gotta put it down, man. Just put it down for 10 years. So Josh Gordon, you are talented enough to play 10 years, barring injury, 10, 12 years. Bro, put the blunt down. Just buy a humidor, cultivate it, make it yourself. You can have the best strain in the world by the time you retire. Just hold off for a couple more years. But
I want to see him succeed, kind of, because but I just want to see his talent in the league. I want to see him succeed, but
we've seen his talent in the league. He went for 1,200 yards. It's easy.
I want to see him get back in the league, and I want to see him ball out, but I just don't think he can. I don't think he's capable of it.
I mean, yeah, we see this over and over again. Like, I mean, if you have a problem, you've been suspended more than twice. I mean, you know, once is one thing. Larry Fitzgerald came out and said it himself. Like, these drug tests they may be random, but I mean, you know when they're coming. They're coming during the season. Like, don't be stupid. They're coming in the preseason. They're coming in training camp. Don't be stupid. I mean, when you're getting caught 3 and 4 times, though, I think your movie is starting to be written for you. And, you know, I hope you get reinstated, but I'm not 100% sure what he's going to do with his opportunity if and when he gets it. Yeah.
That's my thing. I really want to see him go to the league. I really want to see him ball out, but I just don't think he's capable of it. I don't think he can stay off.
You don't think he can stay off the weed? Nah. Josh, stay off the weed. Come on, man. Actually, you know what? I hope they don't reinstate you, because if the Patriots win another Super Bowl, I'm going to lose my mind. I'm tired of it.
Yeah, for real, good.
I'm tired of it.
That boy cold. But
speaking of the Patriots winning the Super Bowl, who do you see as the most underrated squad in the league heading into the year? Who's the team that's on nobody's radar right now? Because me personally, I think I'm looking at, I mean, you got to look at the Arizona Cardinals. I think the Cardinals are, even though they had the number 1 pick last year, I think a lot of people are doubting the type of impact that a Kyler Murray is going to have on that entire offense. And him next to David Johnson is proven already.
Going to say, well, he's only 5'10",
and what?
He could ball.
Russell Wilson might be 5'10". Drew Brees about 5'10". Michael Vick might have been 5'11", 6 foot. Like,
if he could ball, he could ball.
Yep.
I don't really know who.
David Johnson is that generational talent. Fitzgerald is timeless. He beating up Father Time right now. He's like the Dwayne Wade of the NFL. He just keep doing his thing over and over and over again, under the radar, underappreciated. That defense has added some pretty good pieces. Added some veteran guys. I think Terrell Suggs could use that change of scenery. Don't know that he'll necessarily be an all-pro type guy like he was before, but he's still going to be a good player. Chandler Jones is still a good player. They definitely have some pieces out there in Arizona. Not to say they'll be a contender, but I do think they're a team that's being kind of slept on in a real tough division.
Just because they're, yeah.
And they're in a tough division too. Seattle's going to be good. San Francisco, I don't know how I feel. San Francisco could be up and down too. They're another team that could be looked at as underrated.
That's what I was thinking. San Francisco. I almost want to say Chicago, but they were good last year.
Chicago was really good last year.
That defense is ridiculous. Khalil Mack is ridiculous. That dude is a freak of nature.
Yeah.
I saw that one play. He had took out 2 offensive linemen, NFL offensive linemen with one arm. Just threw them out, both out the way.
It's a grown man. I'm just saying.
But
I mean, yeah, I definitely, for what it's worth, my money is definitely on Arizona as the most underrated team. That division is going to be a bloodbath.
I can see the Niners. Speaking of the
not St. Louis, the LA Rams, the Cardinals,
I can see
the
that.
Seahawks, and the Niners. It's going to be a bloodbath.
Yeah. I can see the Niners being underrated. I really, Jalen Hurd had his first NFL touchdown yesterday on his first reception.
Who?
Jalen Hurd. The dude switched positions from Tennessee. He went to Baylor and switched positions.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, I'm happy he switched positions too because running backs don't get no love, and he's all that fast. He said, no, I'm not.
Get on out of there. Yep.
He said, I'm going to be a receiver.
CJ2K, he said, go ahead, get on up out of there. Get on up out of there.
I can see the Niners. I don't really know. I don't know why I'm getting such a huge block in my head about all the I can't even remember NFL team names right now. But yeah, Niners are. I hear what you're saying about Arizona too. But anyways, Antonio Brown. This fool Antonio Brown is hilarious at this point.
Okay. If you don't mind, I'm gonna read a series of just. I'm not understanding. Like, there are certain things I'm all for players' rights, like to the end, especially in football, man.
I think he's just being a little bit, because he said it in an interview last year that he doesn't need football anymore. He doesn't really. He's playing football for fun now at this point. He's not even playing. So he might be just being a diva because he's like, I'm gonna do whatever I want. If I don't want to play, I'm not gonna play. I think that's where it really is at this point. I think he's being real extra with it.
Okay, just to update you guys on everything that's going on. There's a wild Twitter thread going on about Antonio Brown, and this happened a couple of days ago, and followed by hold on. So we all know Antonio Brown had that frostbite injury to his feet. He spent too long in that cryo chamber.
He didn't have the right foot gear on.
Wrong footwear on. Even if he didn't spend too long, he had the wrong footwear on. So you're bound to get that temperature's too extreme. So the bottom of his feet are completely frostbitten, right? So even before he had suffered those injuries to his feet, he alarmed coaches and teammates at the Raiders organization. They were railing against the NFL's, and they were enforcing different helmets, right? Basically, they wanted him to switch to a new model. He wore that old school, the football players, we call them bucket helmets. He had the robot bucket helmet. He'd been wearing his whole career in Pittsburgh, right? So he's vocally resisting, right? So according to Michael Silver, again, this Twitter thread is from him, Brown's vocal resistance to the mandate, both during OTAs and shortly after his arrival in Napa, California for training camp, has contributed to a disconnect with the team that acquired the 7-time Pro Bowl selection last year through trade. According to 4 sources familiar with Brown's current absence from camp, so this guy's left training camp, which dates back to last week, Raiders coaches and players are concerned that the receiver's unhappiness about the helmet rule may be playing a role in his decision to stay away from camp. He initially left camp to seek an additional medical opinion about the frostbite on his feet. Before he left, he pushed for a 3rd time against the prohibition of that helmet that he likes to wear and he's worn his entire career. So his continued frustration surrounding the situation has created a buzz among his teammates and coaches, one of whom was referred to the Saga as the most insane thing he's ever heard of or seen, and he doesn't know why it's so important to him. It doesn't make any sense. The pushback began in May, when Brown was informed by the Raiders that the NFL had officially eliminated the 1-year grace period for certain helmet models, including the one worn by him, which had fallen short in lab testing for head impact severity. So not only has he known for a year, this man gets a concussion about once a year. If you guys watch, he gets a concussion about once a year. To continue, this meant that Brown and 31 other players who finished the 2018 season on NFL rosters, including superstar quarterbacks Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers, would have to switch to approved helmets. Doesn't seem like a big deal. On a conference call with reporters earlier in the spring, Jeff Miller, who happens to be the NFL's executive VP of Health and Safety Initiatives, said that any team found to have known about a player wearing an outdated model or a banned helmet would be subject to discipline. The team would be. Each team's equipment manager had been instructed to remove all of the band helmets, and all of this was conveyed to Brown at the team's training facility a few days before the start of the third phase of OTAs. And the third phase is where players are allowed to wear their helmets for the first time during workouts. So when he showed up for the first OTA, Brown requested his old helmet. After being told he'd have to wear an approved model, witnesses say that Brown loudly voiced his displeasure, complaining that quarterbacks such as Brady and Rodgers were not subjected to the same scrutiny. Shortly thereafter, Brown stormed out of the facility in protest. Later that day, Raiders officials found video footage of Rodgers during the Green Bay Packers OTA sessions wearing the approved helmet. So they took a picture and sent it to Antonio Brown. The following day, Antonio Brown showed up and acted like nothing happened, accepted his new helmet from the equipment manager, didn't protest, and did his workout. Now, sometime in the next couple of weeks, Brown once again tried to take the field with his old helmet, which had since been repainted with almost, but not completely mimicking the Raiders' silver and black colors. So he just repainted his old Steelers helmet. He was told that the helmet was not allowed, and once again, he acquiesced. He wore the new model. Before Brown arrived at training camp last month, teammates and coaches believed that the issue had been resolved, so they thought this was all done for. But Brown, who practiced on his tender feet only for 2 days before leaving training camp to seek another opinion, tried yet again to sneak his old helmet onto the practice field, ultimately being told by team officials to remove it. He's still freaking out about it, said one Raiders player, anonymous. He has been here for a while and no one knows he hasn't been here for a while and nobody knows where he's at. So this guy went dark. All of this has created an aura of mystery and uncertainty surrounding the receiver, whose highly productive tenure with the Steelers, best receiver in the game, ended after a stretch of turmoil and dissatisfaction that dated back to last December when Brown was benched for the season finale and this team was competing for a playoff spot. Since joining the Raiders, Brown has frustrated his new bosses, showing up late to meetings and often appearing unfocused in them. According to several witnesses, he's typically glancing at several screens of tablets and his smartphone during meetings, distracting himself by engaging in activities which include perusing his bank accounts and liking Instagram pictures. Still, according to one source, the meeting thing isn't that bad, but the feet, the helmet, and going dark is an issue. What do you think about this?
I think he's just being a big baby. Just wear the new helmet, dude. It's not that big of a deal. These old helmets are proving to be dangerous, like you said. They don't protect you like the new. No helmet's really going to protect you, but still, it's better to have the better protected helmet. You're just being a baby at this point. Just wear the helmet. It's a helmet.
So Antonio Brown says that he can't see. The new helmets protrude out, and it blocks his vision, so he can't see. And that's why he's just so adamant about not wearing it. Gotten to the point, this man has even threatened to retire if the NFL does not allow him to wear that old model. And we all know that he put out that interview in March, earlier in the spring, saying he doesn't have to play the game of football. He says, I love football. Obviously, I want the game, but I don't need the game. I'm perfectly fine walking away fully healthy or whatever, in his words.
I think he's just trying to find an excuse to walk away.
Why does he need an excuse? Calvin Johnson walked away without one.
You see what type of person he is. You see what he's. I don't know. I think he's just being a big baby. That's my real. I think he's just being a baby on it.
That's all you got on it?
Yeah, I think he's just being.
On his last Instagram post, I love the game. I love the hustle. Young and got dough, he can leave the league. But if I leave, will the fans still gonna love me, man? Hashtag paid in full. I'm not entirely sure what this says, but. Yeah, this is just super strange. I'm not entirely sure what's going on here with AB, but this might be the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
I've never seen a player retire over a helmet.
Over a helmet model. That's just
a better helmet model at that.
I'm saying, but I mean, I guess that's enough on that because yeah, that's very, very interesting.
It's funny to me at this. I laughed about it when I heard it. I was just sitting there laughing.
And now I'm seeing Antonio Brown has a plan to get his old helmet back and is reportedly involved threatening the NFL. So we'll keep our eyes on that. We'll see what's going on. I might update you guys. Check out the Instagram, see what we got. Yeah. Keep you posted on this subject. But yeah, man, this is definitely the strangest thing I've ever seen right there.
All right, jumping back into this. Robert Quinn just got suspended for steroids, for performance-enhancing drugs. So steroids, but yeah, how you feel about his suspension?
I mean, he's a cowboy, man. Our defenders don't do nothing less. I guess they call them the hot boys for a reason. They hot. I'll tell you what.
How do you think that's gonna affect the Cowboys?
It won't. We were cool without him. We got him for a bag of potato chips, so I'm not I'm not particularly concerned about it. I think he bolsters that pass rush and he will make it something ferocious. But I mean, DeMarcus Lawrence is solid. We've improved our defense all the way around. I think we're still lacking a safety. But I don't think.
I thought you was been going around about Eric Berry.
I was about to. Nah, yeah.
You did that last time.
Call Eric Berry. Call him.
Did this last time too?
Jesus. Nah, but it sucks. I think it's a 4-game suspension. It's either 2 or 4. It's one of those two. So it's real early in the season. It's really before anybody gets their groove going. Mm-hmm. But I think once he's good to go, assuming he pisses clean. We'll see what.
I'm not finna go search for it.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I don't think it's detrimental to us. I definitely think it sucks not having him because him and DeMarcus Lawrence on opposite sides would have been a nightmare. Mm-hmm. But I think once he comes back, we'll be okay. We usually have a defender that misses 4 games, and our defense has been pretty doggone good these last few years. I think we were knocking on the door of elite last year. I think this year is where we step into that.
Robert Quinn was hit with a 2-game suspension.
Oh, yeah, I'm not worried. I'm not concerned. Just make sure he's not.
Oh my God. All right, keep on. My bad.
Make sure he's. We just got to make sure he's passing drug tests. That's all. Yeah.
But yeah, same thing as you. I don't think it's gonna be as big of a detriment. I think it's either him being there is either gonna really boost the team, and if he's not there, it's just. Same as last year? Yeah. One of the best defenses. So it's not
even better because the football is all about continuity too, and we bringing back basically our whole defense. We brought
Leighton, Jalen.
Yep. Yeah. Everybody important. We brought back. I think we brought back Woods. We got Kerry Hyder in the middle now. So our D line is definitely going to be a strong point. That's where Dallas is. We've loaded up again. Getting that defensive line and that offensive line right, you win in the trenches, you win games.
And it's only 2 games, so it's not like he's out for whole seasons or half the season.
As long as he don't Randy Gregory this thing, I think we'll be okay.
So yeah,
2 games, 4 games, 10 games, a season.
On the topic of Cowboys, this fool Dak Prescott.
This just came in.
Like 5 minutes ago, we got this. He turned down a $30 million contract. $30 million a year, not just $30 million a year. He turned that down.
What do you want, dude? Like, I was on your side. I totally thought Dallas should have paid you. But what do you want?
That's an NBA contract you just got.
Bro.
You just got an NBA contract.
You just got a supermax. What do you want? And you play football. What more are you looking for? Are you turning it down for Zeke? Free Zeke. I'm just saying, but are you turning it down for Zeke? What's going on?
Maybe he's trying to be like
trying to Brady it.
Yeah, maybe it's because I don't know. Maybe he's trying to show Zeke he's on his side because he's the leader of that team and how he leads the team and stuff like that. Because I heard he took them on like some retreat or something to practice. And
this headline the headline doesn't look good.
It's stupid. $30 million on the table and you're just walking away from
$30 million
a year on the table.
I don't know.
Just walk away from that. That's crazy to me.
It's interesting. The headline makes it look a lot worse than it is.
Maybe that's stuff we don't know, but still.
And that's
as of right now, the headline said you turned down $30 million a year. So that's all we got to go off of, and that looks horrible.
Unless you're waiting for Amari and Zeke to get paid first, and then we still got to take care of Jalen Smith. We still got to take care of Byron Jones. Luckily, we got DeMarcus Lawrence taken care of. But I mean, as far as superstar players, like I'm a little confused about this one. I don't really have.
That was a huge contract, and that's a superstar quarterback contract.
I think unless you're trying to become the highest paid QB in the league, which. I mean, I'm all about players getting their money, but remember, there's a hard cap. You get paid, that's cool. When you were without Zeke and without Tyron Smith and without Amari Cooper, we were 9-7. So, like I said, I'm all for players getting their money, but I'm also
gotta win too.
I'm saying that's how you get your money is to win.
So that's crazy to me. That's just so off the wall to me.
That is. That's definitely.
That's crazy.
I thought it said agreed to a $30 million a year contract. I don't know
I didn't read that wrong.
I don't know if I was excited. It said he declined it.
Dak turned down $30 million deal. Dak reportedly turned down a new contract with the Cowboys for $30 million per year.
I hope because as a fan, I know the type of quarterback and the type of leader Dak is. Could be looking out for the best interest of the team, but The headline makes you look a little questionable. I'm inclined to believe that you're looking out for the team's interest. But, like I said, this headline, it might be a little clickbait, but...
It makes him look selfish, but I don't think that's him, though.
That's not him at all.
Yeah, I don't think that's him. That's why. It just really throws me off. I don't see the point. I don't see the reasoning behind it.
I don't know. I just want to know what he's looking for. That's really it right there. It's just... What are you looking for? Rain Dakota Prescott. What do you want? We put everything around you to make sure you're successful. We have a second offensive line that could be another team's starting offensive line. Our receivers
great
are
offensive
loaded.
line, great running back, Amari Cooper.
We're lacking in the tight end department, maybe. But I just don't understand. I'm very confused. But Dallas did come out and say that they've given 3 very generous offers to all 3 of those guys. And if this is the type of money that's thrown at Dak,
imagine what's being thrown.
I don't know if Zeke is getting thrown anything like the 12, 15 million that he might have been looking for. But I know Amari got a nice offer too. So
especially with Michael Thomas too.
I'm saying, I gotta know something. I hope to see something come out a little bit later on. Hopefully saying Dak wants to help the rest of the guys get, their piece of the pie. But that headline is very questionable. The headline is very, very, very questionable.
But yeah, that's it for today.
That's it on the football. So keep a lookout. We'll keep y'all updated on Antonio Brown. Check the Instagram. We'll post these updates here. Even go live on the what's the app?
What? Oh, Discord?
Discord. On the Discord app, we might even go live. You got opinions on Antonio Brown? Like I said, we'll drop it. Yeah, we'll drop
Instagram, Discord, all in the bio.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If you want to debate with us, let us know. If you have any information on Antonio Brown, I know I got some Raiders fans that are following. So if you got anything to say about Antonio Brown or you know something we don't know, please let us know, because this is definitely the strangest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah. That's it for Talk Bros today. We out.
Turn off the lights, turn up my mics, roll up some flights, let's all get right. It's that shit you waited for your whole fucking life. It's that shit you waited for